beginning would be back in the early 1960s. My family is from the Michigan area. My father at the time worked for a division of IBM called Service Bureau Corporation. And he was a branch manager for the Detroit and the Toledo office of SBC, Service Bureau Corporation. And they decided to open an office in Erie, and that's how we ended up in Erie. And they got to the point where they were going to transfer him to promote him. And the whole idea of uprooting the family and moving was not appealing to him or my mother, so he decided to start ECCA. That was back in 1975. Back in that day, we did payrolls, accounts payables, general ledgers, inventory reporting, really everything, because companies didn't have their own computer technology back at that time. I actually started working for my dad before he started ECCA when I was probably 12 or 13 years old. I worked for ECCA from day one doing something. People will tell you that it's tough working for your parents, for your father, and your father will tell you that it's tough having your kids work for you, and both those statements are true.
My grandfather would talk about anything and everything about business. He'd complain about things about my dad. Your dad should be doing this. He'd talk about the family, and at times he would even say, it's like, we should just get you a business degree because you're learning more here at lunch with me than you can get at school.
Working for my dad was amazing, challenging, difficult, a lot of fun, irritating. It was everything, and I wouldn't give it up for anything.
They are so similar. I mean, he tells me all the time, if you don't know whose job it is, it's yours.
There's often times where things come back to me that I heard my dad say or do, and I put my head down and I go, my God, he was right again. My dad was a good guy. He was a very good guy.
Well, when Hank Starr, Doug's dad, started the business, you know, he was familiar to my dad and my uncles. We knew him. When he got into business, we followed him and started up with him. We've been around 112 years. We're a generational business. There are so many people that I know their parents, I sold their parents, I sold the kids. You know, Doug is that way. So we started with Doug's dad. Now we're dealing with Doug. You know, there are people that I talk to on the phone that I know. You know, they know me by name. I know from Adrian in customer service in payroll input to Mallory when I drop off the payroll in the morning and pick it up later in the day. They greet you by name. They know you. You're part of the kind of family, if you will.
ECCA, it doesn't just call itself a family-oriented business, it is a family-oriented business. In 2004, my wife and I were returning from vacation, and I decided to have a heart attack on the plane coming into Detroit. Of course, they got me off the plane, got me in to do a heart catheterization, and before that was done, Hank, Doug's dad, was on the phone with my wife, letting her know that everything would be fine. He was going to make sure I got taken care of. So that gave you an idea of what kind of a family-oriented business it was.
I try to carry forward what I saw my dad do. I try to create that kind of an atmosphere for our employees, because I've learned over the years that if I treat people that way, they will give it back to me tenfold. And I think that's demonstrated. We have people that have been working here for 40 years. They found a real home here, and that's what we try to foster. ECCA kind of, grew up as the computer industry grew up. So there was equipment to be sold, but not a lot of software. We ended up somehow getting connected with a company called Lakeland Mutual Insurance, which was in Erie here on 26th Street. And they wanted a software program written to be able to bill their policyholders for their premium. And that's how we got started. And that was in, call it the middle 1980s, early 1980s. So I think about how that product has evolved from when we originated it to where it is today, and it's pretty remarkable.
Doug and I obviously go back, since the very beginning, but, I always feel like he's kind of watching me. I mean, I don't know if that's intended or not, or he just knows where I am, because I only come to you guys just to talk, say hi, I do my daily greetings and all that, and maybe just say hi to you. But every time I do, he's like, turn around, he's like right behind me, and I have no idea. He's, very kind to you know, kind of let me go and do my stuff, and you know, it always works out. Let's not kid each other.
Primarius, again, similar scenario. We, you know, with both these platforms, really, we're just kind of there at the right time.
My predecessor worked with Doug and ECCA to create Primarius. I was the accountant when I first started here at the food bank, so I remember doing everything manually. But when I looked at a demo for the payroll system, I knew immediately this was the direction we needed to go.
Obviously, we're extremely grateful, and you know, we do enjoy good client retention and loyalty in that. And it's because I think our people work really hard. It's a family asset that's been entrusted to me, and I'm just trying to do the best job I can for the family and for our employees. I just did what I thought was the right thing to honor what they built. I feel like I've done that.
There are other people here that are very meaningful in the past and today that I just think very highly of. So when you speak about it's a family business, it's not just the people whose last name happens to be Starr.
I know from history and from experience how difficult it is to keep a business going, keep it relevant, and succeed for years. So I commend Doug and all the people that work there over the years to do what they do in the businesses that they do it so dependably for not just us, but for all the customers. And wish them all the success in the world. Congratulations.
First, I'd like to congratulate Doug and the whole ECCA group for a 50-year celebration. Family business that has grown and is having success. That's a great accomplishment in today's world. So congratulations on 50 years and looking for 50 more.
I couldn't be happier to be part of this video and wish him a wonderful 50-year anniversary and many more to come. And thank you so much for all the help you've given me throughout the years.
Doug and Cindy and staff, thank you for all your support. We couldn't be happier for your 50th anniversary. That's a big milestone for any business. And we hope to follow in your footsteps. Congratulations.
Doug, I would hope and pray that you would just continue to do what you've done for the next however many years and continue to evolve as a person and as a boss and keep all those businesses running. Congratulations on making 50 years, and I pray that the next however many years goes just as well.
Congratulations to ECCA, and if I had my coffee, I would toast to many, many more years.
50 more years, Doug. How old will you be then?
And I will point out that if you touch a donut, you own a donut. So you don't cut half the donut and leave it behind. That's disgusting. Used to drive my mother crazy as well too. I don't understand that. Just eat the donut or throw it away. Nobody wants your leftover mangled donut. I'm telling you.